Hello everyone, this is Disney Video Collector, back with a new video. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I decided to do one right now. These are VHS tapes and DVDs that I got recently at the bookstore where I live. So let's get started. Right here we have the DVD of Air Bud Special Edition. Exclusive all new Dog U commentary, if I can read right. Dog U commentary with the entire Buddies family. Side. The back has a sticker that says not for individual sale, which this probably came with something else. I'm using the tablet for this video because I took my phone off the internet for the time being. This is a 2009 DVD release. And with it being Disney, just a plain disc. Up next is one of my favorite movies. It's called The Game Plan, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Madison Pettis playing his character's daughter. Yeah, the camera's not really good on the tablet, but it is what it is. The side and the back. This is a 2008 DVD. Thankfully, this actually has artwork on the disc, and here's the scene selection and so on. Alright, those are the two DVDs. Now on to the tapes. Right here we have the 1997 VHS, the Film Classics edition of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, part of the Fantastic Adventure series. The late Kurt Russell, right there. The side and the back. I'll post the release dates of each individual release in the description at a later date. Here's the tape, the label. Okay, I hate the lighting at times. Print date on this tape is January 20th, 1997. Alright, up next, we have the 1994 VHS of Mary Poppins. This is an earlier print than the one that I have already. The one that I have already has the Masterpiece Collection logo that has the 92 distorted classics jingle on it. This is a print from 1995. Here's the tape, label. Print date on this tape is May 19th, 1995. Up next, we have the 1994 or 1995 VHS of The Secret Garden. Some of these are tapes that I used to have that I now have in my collection once again. Here's the tape, the label. Alright, print date on this tape is January 27th, 1994. So this might be this is probably a 94 release. Alright. Right here we have the 1995 film classic, not film classic, Family Film Collection edition of Swiss Family Robinson. I already have the Walt Disney Collection edition of this. I gotta get all the, let's see, I'm sorry. I gotta get all these editions. Here's the tape. The label. Print date on this tape is September 27th, 1995. Alright, up next is the 1994 VHS of The Return of Jafar. It's in a little rougher shape, but it is what it is. I will say this. I know the release date for this one is May 27th, 1994. For the dates that I know and remember, I'll say it on video. Alright. Here's the back. Just give me 1 second and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Let's continue where we left off. Here's the tape. The label. Print date on this tape is March 28th, 1994. That's my knee that you see. This one was a must for me to get. The 1999 VHS of Good Will Hunting, starring Robin Williams, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Minnie Driver. Minnie Driver was the voice of Jane from Tarzan. Robin Williams, of course, you know him as the genie from Aladdin, and Alan Parrish from Jumanji. A legend right there. Rest in peace, Robin Williams. The back and the top. This film right here is most famously known for the "My wife used to fart in her sleep" line that Robin Williams delivered. That originally he wasn't supposed to, but because he forgot his line, he improvised. And I believe the laughter that Matt Damon let out in the movie was genuine. And Matt Damon looked at it and said, if I'm correct, he said that it had to stay in the film because it was gold. It was gold. It was unintentional gold. I can't speak to save my life. But Matt Damon saw it. He saw how good it was, and he decided that it had to be in the film. But anyways, enough droning on. Here's the tape, the label. Print date on this tape is July 16th, 2003. This is a reprint. But I believe it has the same 1999 tape master on it. But I had to pick this up. No question. Tape that I used to have. Alright, yes. Walt Disney Studio Film Collection. I have to get more of these editions. This is the 92 VHS of Treasure Island. I believe this has the PG cut of the film rather than the G-rated cut of the film. It features Bobby Driscoll in the film, the man who went on to voice Peter Pan in the 1953 animated classic. Other side. The back. Photo of Walt Disney himself. Here's the tape. The label. Print date on this tape is July 6th, 1992. There's the print date right there. That's the only thing I don't like about this camera on the tablet is the lighting. On the phone, it's much better. Come on, you. Get back in your case. There we go. Alright. Up next is the 1999 VHS of Pleasantville, starring Tobey Maguire, Jeff Daniels, Joan Allen, William H. Macy, J.T. Walsh, and Reese Witherspoon. Tobey Maguire, who went on to be known as Peter Parker from Spider-Man. I think Jeff Daniels, he had a bunch of other roles I can't think of. William H. Macy, he plays Dudley from the movie Wild Hogs. And Reese Witherspoon played June Carter in the movie Walk the Line. This also actually features a young Paul Walker, who's most well known for the Fast and Furious franchise. Nothing is as simple as black and white, as it says on the box. Side. Here's the top. It's upside down. Here's the other side, if I could flip it. The back. Here's the tape. Has a white sticker label. Let's see. And it actually has a print date of April 21st, 1999. Here's another tape I used to have, but that I have again. The 1994 VHS of Speed, starring Keanu Reeves as Jack Traven, Dennis Hopper as the villain, Howard Payne, and Sandra Bullock as Annie, if I'm getting the name right. I agree with that sentiment too. Very enthusiastic thumbs up. One of the best films of all time. The top. The other side. And the back. When I first saw this film for the first time when I was younger, I originally thought that this actually was from 2004. But no, it's from 1994. I'm sorry for the camera shaking my hand holding the tablet. Maybe because I'm holding the tablet with my right hand, primarily. That's why you saw that shaking. Alright. Here's the tape. It's got a vertical sticker label. And the print date on this tape is September 30th, 1994. Alright. Up next, I had to get this because this actually is one of my favorite shows. Touched by an Angel. A Christmas Miracle. It's a compilation of 2 television episodes. Of course, Touched by an Angel, starring the late Della Reese as Tess, and Roma Downey as Monica. This show featured cameos from the likes of Randy Travis, who is in both of these episodes on this tape. Travis, as well as Travis Tritt and a young Jack Black. Excuse me. Here's the back. This is a compilation. Let's see if I can read the back here. I'm trying to see it. It shows the name of the episodes that's on here. I'll put the 2 episodes in the description when I get the chance. Here's the tape, vertical sticker label. Has dark black text here. It could look like it says it. When you look at it the right way, it looks like there could be a print date that says February 11th. See it right there. Looks like a print date could be February 11th, 1997. Yeah, but I had to pick this up. I'm going to pause this video again, and I'll be back very shortly. Hello everyone, I'm back. I'm sorry for the wait. Alrighty, let's continue. Here's the 2001 VHS of Lady and the Tramp 2 Scamp's Adventure. I already have this, but I decided, you know what? Nothing wrong with having an extra copy. I just put in the 2000 VHS of Toy Story. The Gold Classic Collection Edition. There's the tape, the label, one of those sticker labels where it has a different label underneath. Excuse me. Print date on this tape is January 10th, 2001. Next, we got the 1997 VHS of Pooh's Grand Adventure, The Search for Christopher Robin. This tape right here, as well as the 1997 VHS of Old Yeller that I have, the Film Classics edition. This has the Walt Disney Masterpiece Collection logo on it as a result of a video editing error. And Old Yeller having the Masterpiece Collection logo on it too. Even though I believe the Masterpiece Collection was reserved for animated films as well as live action animation hybrids like Mary Poppins and Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Old Yeller might as well have been in the Masterpiece Collection. But anyways, here's the tape, label. Print date on this tape is July 9th, 1997. Up next is the other Swiss Family Robinson tape I picked up, which is the Studio Film Collection from 1992. Here's the back. Yeah, there's several other tapes that I used to have that I have to get again. One I know is the movie The Blank Check, as well as The 3 Lives of Thomasina. But anyways, here's the tape. Label. Print date on this tape is July 10th, 1992. Alright, let me pick up this box. Alright, there we go. Alright, up next is the 1997 VHS of The Love Bug, part of the Film Classics edition, part of the Love Bug collection. The very first Herbie movie. The first ever Herbie movie I seen was the movie Herbie Fully Loaded with Lindsay Lohan. That was the first ever Herbie movie that I ever saw. The back. Here's the tape, the label. Print date on this tape is July 10th, 1997. There it is right there. Up next is the, I believe, 1996 VHS of The Amazing Panda Adventure. I seen a commercial for this film, an old 90s commercial, from a video in my Nick Jr. Face playlist on YouTube. And I've always kind of wanted to see it, and I found this tape at the bookstore, so I picked it up. The bookstore I'm talking about is called Read It Again Bookstore. Here's the tape, the label. Print date on this tape is January 14th, 1996. Alright. Alright. 3 or 4 more to go, actually. This one is a good one. I believe this is supposed to be the 1990 or 91 VHS of Goodfellas, starring the late Ray Liotta, Robert De Niro, and Joe Pesci. This is a later print, though, from 2003, but it still has the original tape master. This, believe it or not, was factory sealed, but I opened it because I needed a better condition copy of Goodfellas to watch. Okay, I'm going to have to go this route. Off you go! Here's the tape. Vertical sticker label. With a print date of August 19th, 2003. Just under 2 months before my niece Michaela was born. Alright, we gotta be careful here. Oh, wait a minute. Put that one right down there. Up next is, I believe, the 2000 VHS of Return to Snowy River. Here's the top. The other side. And the back. Alright. Here's the tape. The label. Print date on this tape is January 10th, 2000, and there's text below that says January 7th, 2000. That was probably the day that the tape was manufactured, and then they printed it the 3 days later. Alright, stand that up. Here's a tape I used to have before, but now I have it again. The 1998 VHS of Belle's Magical World. Here's the back of it. Here's the tape. Label. Print date on this tape is December 9th, 1997. Right now, the short film Tin Toy is playing on the Toy Story tape. The one part I find heartbreaking and kind of hard to watch is when the baby falls on his face and he starts crying. I don't like seeing children. I don't like seeing children cry and get hurt. If anybody ever hurts a child and makes a child cry, they're gonna have me to deal with. All right. And last, we got Tales from Avonlea, Magical Moments. This, I believe, is from 1992. Here's the other side. The top. Alright, and one more time for the front. Alright, here's the tape. This is Volume 3, Magical Moments. Print date on this tape is March 4th, 1994. The day that the 1994 VHS of The Fox and the Hound was released, and unfortunately the day John Candy passed away. Rest in peace, John Candy. Now, if I can just... Oh, come on, man. Hold on a minute. Forgive me for a minute, I gotta set you down. Alright. There we go. So anyway, that's the latest on my VHS and DVD collection update. Thank you all for watching and bearing with me for the couple times I had to pause. But I hope you enjoyed nonetheless. This is Disney Video Collector signing out.